Okay, everybody. So this is my third or fourth attempt at episode 2 of this whole business. All right. Now that I am done cursing at the screen, the thing's not working, and I have set up my streaming stuff a bit. I think I'm going to quickly just tag Charlene here. Charlene, I apologize if that is Carlin or something else. I'm live for the next 15 minutes or so. If you were around, buddy. Oh, killy dokey. Well, yeah, so let me switch to the screen quickly. Alright, close all of my complaints. Okay, cool. So, just to quickly recap, yeah, I've set myself a little goals file. I think it's good practice if you do that for yourself on a daily basis. Yeah, so basically one of the things is improve the structure of the files, get movement of one ship correct. So in other words, I want to say here, meaning acceleration and controls. All right, and then as bonus points, basically we'll try to go for gravity. Now, I've already kind of done the first part. If you were following along from yesterday, you'll know that there were certain files not in here. There's now this extra file called physics. Yeah, so if you want to see so all of this stuff's basically physics. Also changed some of the types. I learned something new. I didn't actually know Elm could do this. But I basically defined, so I defined a couple of things. I defined space. There's a reason for that. It's not super important right now. And also I gave projectiles and ships radiuses and mass, just so that we can detect when they collide with other things. And then I basically built a thing called a body. And a body basically has a mass, in our universe, a position, a velocity, and a radius. The radius is mostly there so we can detect whether or not it's collided with something else, I guess. Yeah, and you'll see that this is like an interesting type. I don't actually know what this type, what this is called, but this just basically says this is a type of some sort that has all of those fields. Right, so we'll see that, yeah, so a body has mass, position, velocity, and radius, and a rocket is a body that also has rotation. Right, so that's kind of like what it seems to me that means. All right, so if we go over to the physics file, right, so the physics file, yeah, so we now have some, basically some physics-related stuff in here. So we have move, which obviously, like in space, moves a thing, right? So yeah, Newton's first law. The thing has some velocity, so it's traveling in some direction, and all that move really does is it just takes the moment. The moment is just defined as 1/24th of a second, multiplies that by its velocity, and it basically gets the position for it, right? Then we have accelerate. Yeah, so accelerate is just essentially like we get the existing velocity of the body, we look at its rotation, we calculate what the acceleration vector is, and then we basically add the acceleration vector to the old velocity, and that gives us the new velocity, right? So that's acceleration. And then we have check collision. So check collision is just essentially, yeah, just look whether or not the distance between two objects is less than the, let's just make that less than or equal to, although I think the floating point precision should have helped us out there, but basically if it's less than or equal to the distance, yeah, between the two, yeah, so if the distance between the two objects is less than or equal to the joint radiuses of the two objects, then that's obviously a collision. Then what we want to do is we want to transfer momentum, right? So feel free to look at the Github repo here. Basically, like this was a lot of AI filling this in for me. But essentially all this does is it just preserves momentum between the two bodies that collide with one another. And then there's this thing, I think this was in yesterday. Yeah, this was in yesterday, which is just wrap coordinate. Basically like between that just wraps the coordinate between two. It wraps the coordinate so that we actually like get this kind of movement where we will see this now. It's basically just going to hit the edge of the screen, and then it's going to come out here at the bottom again, and that just essentially like wraps our space around the edges here, right? So also change some stuff about the back, about how the types work around space. Yeah, so I just added a thing called space, and all space basically has like a width and a height. Okie dokie. Right, with that said, let's go back to our goal file so we can get our ADD up and running. Down and out. Alright, so we want to get the movement of one ship correct, meaning acceleration plus controls. Okay, so basically what we want to do here is we want to add like key listeners to this basically. Yeah, so our other goal, by the way, was just to improve the structure of the file, so that's maybe one quick thing we might have to hop onto, but yeah, let's just for the time being basically say that we want to go write a function that subscribes to key press events looking for W, A, and D. Right, let's accept that, see how close it was. Do we have browser events in here? So I don't think so. Let's import that browser events. Let's go have a look at what I was complaining about. So key pressed. That maybe key pressed. Move, shift, accelerate, rotate left, rotate right. Okay, we're going to need to import the decoder as well and install that. So see if there's a Right, so it's moaning about this. Right, so that's move ship. What we need to do here is we need to have rotate ship. Let's make that direction. And then we need an accelerate ship. I guess we need a force to accelerate it with. So let's define those two types quickly. Direction, left or right, force, no force, we will type alias force, let's just say that's a float. So the force will always be like in the direction of the ship, so let's have a look here quickly. So we have move ship game message. So that's there, so we don't want to do that, we want to go like so. So there we want to go left and right, rotate left, rotate right. So we'll see why it's doing that. I guess accelerate would be dependent on the ship itself, so we could probably take that out, go like that. Accelerate ship force. Let's go to ship. Let's just say acceleration force. Now the correct word there is thrust. So force of the ship's engines. Now we're getting all physical. Alright, so let's go over here. I guess that this thing needs to, so we can remove force. Rotate. Okay, yeah, so just because we're using Elm, we need to do that stuff basically, just so that when we do piping and that kind of stuff, it knows to apply the stuff correctly. Might have to apply some extra thinking here, but that's good. Let's just basically say there's a nothing there as well, no action. What? Okay. Okay, I think I need to take that stuff out. Okay, we can add an invert type there. Let's go up here and see where it started to complain. Okay, update game. Yeah, there we go. Fire projectiles. Not going to do anything. Move ship. Let's quickly see this. Just want to be able to see what I'm actually like. Everyone see my face and you see my own face as well. see where this thing is getting used. It's getting used nowhere except right here. So just do that. But I guess move is really just accelerate. There we go. Get rid of that. Fire projectile. Which ship fires the projectile? We will assume that you only have control of one ship at a time. We can extend this later. So fire projectile. Let's have a look there. Just see what it's up to. Time elapsed space. So it shows us these two hashes typically where we do something wrong, where we miss something. Ah, mother trucker. So radius is number 5. Ah, thrust. Okay, so our ships basically need thrust. Alright. Now let's see if there is such a key. There is such a key. Let's see what this thing is complaining about. Okay. So now what we're seeing is that we don't have the rest of these things implemented. So we can go ahead and go, okay, so we've got rotate, direction, and no action that needs implementation. I might have to log off now, but rotate, direction, acceleration. Okay, so we want to do with the rotation is we want to apply 5 degrees to the rotation of ship 1. End state ships map. Okay, our ships need IDs as well. Put that in our physics file. So only rockets really have rotation, so okay, so common problem, we always have to put the thing we are acting on sort of like at the back so that we get nicer syntax out. So the piping works and that kind of stuff. Otherwise we have less nice syntax, I guess. Alright, let's have a look now. Okay, so we still need to connect this up. I don't know why it's not telling me that it's not there. Okay, so this is going to complain because oh, I love this. Oh, it's so cool. Let's see, is everything functional? Okay, yeah, we need to install. Look again. Okay, so when that kind of thing happens, we need to sometimes just quit and restart. Alright, so now, would you freaking look at that? Would you look at that? So now we actually have like our little ship. We can turn it, baby! Okay, so now we need to apply thrust, I guess. How crazy fast is this going? This is crazy, crazy fast. Accelerate. Okay, so rocket. Like that. Body. Body. Body 8. Money. You got it. Quite as well as the compiler tools would have gotten it, but you got it. Alright, alright, alright. Let's have a look here. So we have 2 body A, body B. Oh, I might really have to go soon. Okay, so let's have a look here. What is the... Okay, yeah, so again, we have the order of stuff wrong here, so it's gotta be like... Wait, now you have it right. Okay, so we might have to go... So if we let's filter by accelerate. Okay, so accelerate's hitting, not really accelerating much. Might be because think this is simply because we are applying acceleration instead of thrust. Sure. Let's see if that worked. It seems to be slowing down, but I might be mistaken. No, I'm mistaken. Ah. Oh boy, that's insane. Okay, so now we've clearly left them both up. Let's just get this dot head. Let's go maybe dot map. No, well, that's accelerating it just completely incorrectly.
It's 17 hours.
hit my goal. Alright folks, it would appear as though I've actually hit the goal. If you look here quickly, now that's my dog complaining because it's walk time. So that's why I also got to log off now. Yeah, so basically, if you look at this now, we actually have thrust. We have, and we have thrust, we have rotation. Yeah, you can actually like see the momentum and everything. It's a little bit flickery, if I'm honest. But that might be due to several things. We can always change the render code later, since it's completely different from the other functions, because, you know, functional programming is the shizness. So yeah, there we go. We basically like have had a very quiet stream today, to be honest, and it's kind of one of the coolest parts. My apologies for that. It's kind of exhausted from getting the stream up and running. But anyway, if we look at this whole business, yeah, there we go. We actually like have one of the ships running around. So I guess the next step would be, you know, either controls for the other one, or add pew-pewness, or add gravity, or any of that cool stuff, basically. All right. So let's just quickly record that in our goal file. Gravity wasn't done, but right, this is basically improve structural files. No, there we go. Okay, so we have acceleration and controls working. Excellent. Let me quickly push that. So controls for one ship plus thrust dash accel logic. Boom shakalaka. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to stop streaming. Have a nice day, folks.